Hi guys, Iron Cameraman here. The Alliance is doomed. All the Titans are either dead or infected, the bases have been found and destroyed, and the Skibidi Toilets, led by G-Man, no longer exist. The Astro Toilets are taking control of the remaining agents. Let's be honest, this future scenario isn't just some wild fantasy. It's a pretty realistic outcome considering the power of the Astro Army. In episode 65, we had similar expectations after the Alliance suffered a crushing defeat, but they managed to survive and even take down the scientist. However, that was only possible thanks to the secret agent's intervention. And that's exactly why I believe he will once again become the key figure who prevents this dark future from happening, but to do that he'll have to use his most powerful weapon. And it's not what you think. Have you ever watched a movie or a series where one scene completely changes your understanding of the entire story? After that, you go back to previous episodes with a completely different perspective. Well, I've been thinking about this and I realized that Skibidi Toilet desperately needs a scene like that. And here's why. It could explain all the strange and mysterious moments related to the secret agent. Take episode 66, for example, when he shows the POV cameraman the image of dead Titans. Why? Or episode 70, where he talks to Plunger and then kills him. And what about the moment when he alters Lucky Cameraman's memory, making Detective Cameraman believe a lie? All these scenes remain unexplained so far, but imagine if there's a future scene that reveals the truth behind everything at once. And there's one key detail that connects all these strange moments. The secret agent always operates in the shadows, avoiding attention and working behind the scenes. After analyzing different possibilities for why he acts this way, I came to an interesting conclusion. What if he sees much further than we think? Like, literally. If he's the only one who knows exactly what needs to be done, it explains why he has to hide even from those he created, the cameramen. And there's evidence supporting this. He easily hacks cameramen, can create recording errors, change files, grant invisibility, and he's the only one who leaves no trace after his actions. In other words, what if the secret agent saw the future and it was terrifying? Then it makes sense why he decided to change it. That's why he has to commit terrible acts. And his famous quote, "Some things must remain a secret," takes on a whole new meaning. Maybe that photo from episode 66 is just one of the possible realities the secret agent managed to prevent, knowing exactly what steps to take to make the future unfold the way he wants. We've already figured out that Plunger teleported in this episode. His consciousness cloud-copied into another cameraman's body and then returned. Technically, he did die, but only if we assume that memory is stored in the head. However, things work a bit differently for the cameramen. You know why? Because their memory is connected to the internet. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to stream what they see. Plus, projecting a hologram over their cameras, like in episode 67, would be impossible. And you don't need a genius-level IQ to understand this. Since their system is hybrid, meaning their head memory is connected to a larger server for interaction, that server physically exists somewhere in the real world, and the one who controls that server can control them. You probably already guessed that Boom has access to this server, otherwise he wouldn't be able to remotely disable the cameramen's stream and manipulate their system. And this leads us to the concept that will make perfect sense by the end of this video. By the way, if you want to see a dance party with the speakermen, drop a like on this video. Now, here's an interesting question. Since the TV men can stream the cameramen's footage, does that mean they also have access to the server? Most likely, yes. This explains why TV men have such insane teleportation abilities and are overall a more privileged race. They always escape any tough situation, and none of them have died yet. They're probably too valuable for the secret agent, and losing them would be unacceptable. However, this doesn't mean that Astro Toilets have gained access to the server. The TV man Titan wasn't infected. His memory was replaced, which is a completely different process. The difference is that the parasitic Skibidi Toilet attached to the head, while the Astro Toilet targets the core, their method of control is entirely different. But even if the TV men have access to the server, that doesn't mean they can do whatever they want with it. Their authority is likely limited to viewing, not editing. Otherwise, chaos would erupt. Traitors could leak information to enemies or disable any cameras, putting the entire system at risk. However, if the Astro toilets can trace IP addresses and other technical data, they could theoretically locate the servers. Shutting these servers down wouldn't just strip Boom of his leverage and manipulation tools, but also completely stop all broadcasts that help coordinate not only the cameramen, but the entire alliance. Now here's the most interesting part of my concept. You might think I just gave the secret agent the ability to see the future without any logical explanation, like it's some kind of magic power. But what if this can actually be explained in a completely rational way? Imagine having access to live data from millions of your soldiers who record everything happening around them every second, and you know absolutely everything about them. Now imagine there's a single artificial intelligence that collects all this information, analyzes it, and generates possible future scenarios. It creates predictions based on data, but due to countless external factors, it's impossible to predict the future with 100% accuracy. That's why constant adjustments are needed to guide events in the right direction. Considering that this universe already has teleportation, holograms, and information transfer through consciousness, an AI that models possible future outcomes is actually a pretty realistic technology. And if this theory is true, this future predicting system wouldn't work as perfectly as Doctor Strange in Avengers, where he simply viewed over 10 million outcomes and picked one. In my concept, this isn't magic, it's technology, which means there's one important detail. Since the system relies mainly on data from the cameramen and possibly the speakermen and TV men, its capabilities are limited. There are characters whose actions can't be directly analyzed, like the Skibidi Toilets, ordinary humans, or Astro toilets. Because of this, the AI has to guess and model their potential reactions based on past experience and available recordings. Plus, external factors like weather, natural disasters, and other random variables also affect the outcome. This creates a butterfly effect, making accurate predictions even harder. That's why Mr. Boom, when using this AI, probably doesn't see one fixed future, but rather multiple possibilities with different probabilities, and not fully detailed scenarios, but more like rough pictures of possible outcomes. For example, the system might predict 70% chance of Titan Speakerman's death, 20% chance of him being infected, and 10% chance of other scenarios. The AI can also give suggestions on how to change the future. For example, start a battle with Juggernaut's son. This will trigger a butterfly effect, and through a chain of events, Juggernaut will join the alliance. This approach also explains the secrecy of Boom's team. Their stealth isn't just a work style, it's a necessity. It's similar to the observer's paradox. When you know the future, but any direct interference changes the prediction, you have to act carefully and only step in during critical moments. Big shout out to Faye from my team for creating an incredible thumbnail for this video. It looks like a movie poster. I hope you guys liked it too. If you did, we'd appreciate your subscription to the channel. And of course, share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this kind of technology actually exists in the series? Or is it just an interesting theory? I'd love to hear what you guys think. See ya!